And now your headliner, Bradley Edwards. Thank you, Levi. Levi Tinker, ladies and gentlemen. Levi Tinker, he is also a friend of mine, and LT over there, is the voice of the Grauman's Chinese Theater. You guys go to the Grauman's Chinese Theater, right down the street. You'll see Levi there. He'll introduce the film. He might even say hello to you. I'm thrilled that Levi came over here to do his thing here for us at the Bradley and Friends show. I just love that theater, the Chinese theater, a lot. I like it so much that I've decided when I die, I'm going to live the rest of eternity as a ghost in the Chinese theater. Look, it's the most famous theater in the world. It's right down the street, most famous theater in the world. It shows every movie, whether it's the premieres or film festivals or screenings or just the actual movie. I'm going to see every movie I want to see, and I love movies. So as a ghost, I just want to sit back, relax, and watch movies. The only problem is nowadays, about 5 years ago, everything started being 3D, and it's just gotten worse and worse. Now everything is 3D. As a ghost, I won't be able to wear 3D glasses. So I'm going to spend eternity looking at blurry movies. It's going to be my own personal Twilight Zone. It's not fair. It's not fair. Chinese theater, though. Great theater. One of the things I love about that theater is down the street, Hollywood. When I first moved out to Hollywood, it was not like it is now. When I first moved out there was plenty of crackheads and a few tourists looking around going, wow, Hollywood sure is stabby. This place is stabby. I'm going to get stabbed there. I'm definitely getting stabbed there. Can't go there. Very stabby. Then they cleaned it up. And basically how they cleaned it up is they just took the crackheads and put them in superhero outfits. And then they made panhandling legal. So now all the crackheads are in superhero outfits, and they're all like, Superman, Spider-Man, Captain America, all the popular ones out there today. Well, one time I was exiting the Chinese theater through the side. There's a side exit that brings you to this weird alleyway that nobody knows about. And I walk into this alley, and I saw all of these obscure characters from, like, when I was growing up in the 90s and the 80s, and I was like, well, what are they doing here? And they were just sitting there sniffing glue and smoking cigarettes, drinking, shooting up heroin. And I look around and I notice, I'm like, oh my shit, that's Sloth from Goonies. That's Billy from Gremlins, straight with the red backpack. Oh, that's Uncle Buck over there. That's fucking Uncle Buck. That's a man. Howard the Duck was there. Willow. I saw fucking Willow just hanging out there. And then my favorite out of all, I saw the Shocker, Wes Craven's Shocker, as well as Wes Craven's Deadly Friend. Both just sitting there, sniffing glue. It was great. And then in the corner, I see my ultimate, my favorite, Powder. You guys remember Powder? All white, bald guy that was like pure electricity? And I was like, Powder! You can't, what are you doing here? Like, if anybody deserves a remake or a reboot or a sequel, it's Powder. I mean, Powder, what are you doing? He's like, nobody wants to see me anymore. Nobody knows who Powder is. How can nobody know who Powder is? Go out. He's like, no, nobody knows. No sequel, no reboot. I'm like, Powder was a badass. If it was raining, Powder would beat anybody. Like they were Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator. Powder beat them all. James Bond versus Powder. If it's raining, Powder wins. He goes, bam, pure electricity. Circle, 3-mile radius around you. Everybody's dead. Powder is the ultimate. So I was like, Powder, come on, let's fight. Let's get up there. Let us go fight in the streets and take it back. Take Hollywood back. And I jump out there. I'm like, I'm going to come with you. And we jump out there, and I go, and I turn around, and they're all just sniffing glue in the back. It's a lost cause. But if you guys want to see the obscure characters, you got to exit the side door at the Grauman's Chinese Theater. It is amazing. Another thing with 3D movies, let's go back to 3D movies. I'm scared. My only hope for as my ghost is that they finally do the hologram movies that I've heard so much about in my mind. And not really my mind, folks. I'll tell you the truth. I've kind of seen the future. In the very late 80s, I saw this documentary called Back to the Future Part 2. And in it, Reverend Jim and Alex P. Keaton go in a time machine and go to the future. And I don't know if you know how time works, but this was 89. And so I saw 2015 and 89, which is next year. right now. And there's going to be a huge difference, folks. There's going to be I'm talking flying cars. I'm talking robot waiter, like computerized waiters and robot trash cans and self-drying jackets and self-tying shoes and giant TVs that kind of shake that you can watch 12 things at. Your ties are going to be like 2 ties, not just 1 tie. You'll have 2 ties just hanging out there. Sometimes Claire ties. Everybody looks like a fucking hipster, actually, in 2015 is what I noticed. Pizza, little pizzas that you put in a little oven in 6 seconds. 6 seconds. You got a pizza over there. It's amazing. And I don't want to get in trouble for inside trading or anything, but let me tell you guys something. Put your money in fax machines. Put it in fax machine. The internet breaks down or something, and everybody gets a fax machine. And low-income houses, everything. And I'm not talking about a fax machine in the office. A fax machine in every room of the house. Bathrooms, closets, hallways. Fax machine. Put your money in fax machines. All right, guys. I know that everybody and their mother has been telling that joke on Facebook now for the past year since 2014 started. Oh, next year is better. When are we going to get our flying cars? But I just like to say, I've been telling that joke for 9 years. 9 years. And I got one more year before retirement. I'm going to do that one more year, and then I can finally get to my Running Man jokes. We're 3 years away from the Running Man, folks. Where is my giant game show with superstar celebrity wrestlers that kill prisoners? I want that. And that, you know what, if they did that with American Idol, if you didn't pass American Idol and they killed you, everyone would watch that show. I would watch that show. That would be the greatest. You would want to be a judge. Like, I wouldn't want to be a judge on it now, but if I can kill somebody by saying, no, I didn't like your singing, I didn't like that song, out, you're dead. Throw them in a pot of, sharks or something. I would do that. I would do that in a second. The Running Man, that was a great movie. I used to know what movies to see. Nowadays, I see a lot of movies and they all suck. Basically, what I've learned is all movies suck but Galaxy Quest. But when I was growing up as a child and a teenager, I knew what to see because there was these two, I think Karen talked about this, there were these 2 people called Siskel and Ebert. It was a fat guy and a bald guy. And if they didn't like, it was very simple. If they didn't like a movie, they gave it a thumbs down. Sometimes one would like it and the other one wouldn't, and you'd be like, well, I kind of tend to go with the fat guy, and he liked it, so I'd see it. I tend to go with the bald guy. He didn't like it, so I won't see it. But if they both liked it, they just said 2 thumbs up. They just both put their thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, and everyone knew to see the movie. Everyone knew it was good. Everyone knew to go see it. Everybody went and saw it. It was a very simple situation. Very simple. Except what happened was, I guess Siskel saw one too many Pauly Shore movies and took his own life. Now he's dead. And what does Ebert do? He goes out and he gets some regular looking dude to sit next to him. Like, anybody cares what a regular dude thinks about a fucking movie. And we're like, well, what is this? What happened to Baldy? What's going on? Look, if Ebert was smart, when Siskel died, he would have gone out in the streets of Chicago and found another bald old guy in a sweater and put him next to him, call him Siskel. Nobody would know the difference. Nobody would. And then when Ebert died, new Siskel could go out and find a fat old guy in a sweater, put him next to him, call him Ebert. Our kids could be watching Siskel and Ebert to this day. Now we never know what movies to see, and it's just ridiculous. I'm not happy about it. All my references, what Twilight Zone, Back to the Future, as you can tell, I'm old. I'm old. I turned 37 recently. I'm 37, I have the body of a 64-year-old. I go to the doctor now. I know I'm old because I go to the doctor once a week for a new ailment of some sort that I have. And now number one, I hate my doctor so much that when I go visit him, I fake a butt irritation so he has to stick his finger up my gross ass. I sure do show him. Anyways, now I have it a game. And so I sit there and I'll sit on the little medical bed thing, and the doctor will come in with 2 nurses, and he'll have an envelope, and he'll say, Brad, the nominations for your ailments today are, is it gout? Is it high blood pressure? Is it hemorrhoids? Or is it high cholesterol? Ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Open it up. And it is a 4-way tie. You have it all. And my prize, and then, I clap, I get up, I thank you. The nurses are clapping. My prize is, instead of a trophy, I get a prescription pad filled with pills. I'm taking like 12 pills a day and 9 at night. It's normal now. And I used to see my grandmother do this, and I didn't know that you have to do this at 37. Well, I do, but look at me, folks. This is the body of all through my 20s, eating nothing but Reese's Peanut Butter Cup for dinner. Now I'm in my 30s, I've changed to Snickers, but still, I like candy. I love candy. I take candy very seriously. Yeah. For an example, bottle caps. You guys know that? Bottle caps. Soda-flavored candy. What the fuck is that? Soda is a candy. You can't have a soda. That's like a bacon-flavored ham or Milky Way-flavored Snicker. It doesn't make sense. Soda, sure, you can drink soda with lunch and dinner, but it's a candy. It's corn syrup and flavoring. That's it. It's candy. What else is there? There's fruit candy. That's no good. No, I'm not talking about Skittles. We know Skittles are made from rainbows and not fruits. But like an orange-flavored chocolate, it's like shaped like an orange, and you open it, and it looks like an orange, but it's chocolate. So you're going to eat it going, oh, wow, it's going to be chocolate, and it tastes like orange chocolate. Who the fuck thought up of that? Who wants that? And how come every Christmas I get 3 of them? I don't need it. M&Ms. M&Ms are good. Like the plain M&Ms. Look, I'll lose respect for you if you get plain M&Ms nowadays. Plain M&Ms, and I'm not trying to knock them. They're delicious. It's chocolate and candy coating. That's what plain M&Ms are. You know what's better than chocolate and candy coating? Chocolate, candy coating, and peanuts, or peanut butter, or almonds, or mints, or Rice Krispie, all of which you can get in M&Ms for the exact same price as the plain M&Ms. Why, in this day and age, would you get plain M&Ms like an idiot when you could get one with almonds, or peanut butter, or peanuts, or Rice Krispie? And that goes a little far sometimes. The other day, somebody gave me dried apricot M&Ms. Again, the candy and the chocolate together. Not cool. That's like a 99-cent store candy. You look at a 99-cent store candy bin, and you'll see that dried apricot M&Ms. You'll see chocolate Skittles, and you'll see marmalade, Reese's marmalade bars, mango Milky Way, pineapple Snickers. It's disgusting, and it's sad, and it don't sell anything to the poor. It's proof that they will sell anything to the poor. And I will stand in the corner of the candy aisle at the 99-cent store, and I will watch. And if a mother buys her kid a candy there, I will call social services on that mother. That is not, do not ruin candy for a child. Here's $1. Don't put the chocolate spree away. Here's $1. Go to the Rite Aid and buy Sweet Tarts or something. Love your child. Don't give them 99-cent store candy. I like candy so much that's what I think about when I have sex. To last longer. I'll tell you a story. So I was with this lady the other night. We were really going at it. I'm like, yes, call me daddy. Call me daddy. She's like, why do you want me to call you daddy, Uncle Bradley? Oh no, I'm just kidding. It was my nephew, folks. He's 7. Consented as far as I know. I don't know. He was tied up. But seriously, though, I was with this young lady the other night, and I was like, oh, she's really beautiful. How am I going to last? And so I call a friend. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? You have a friend of mine who's really experienced. He's one of these guys, a pretty boy. He goes out. If he wants to get laid, he'll say, oh, I got to get laid. I'm going to go out and get laid. I'm like, okay, yeah, I say that. And 10 times out of 10, I'm back home with a Jack in the Box and Vaseline. And he went out. He went out, and he came back. And he didn't come back till the next day, and I'm like, well, what happened? He was like, oh, I went out and got laid. Like that? He's like, yeah, I went to this bar and met these 2 women. One thing led to the other, and I ended up back at their place. You know, and I'm like, wait, both of them? He's like, yeah, so we're fucking. I'm like, both of them? He goes, yeah. I was like, well, shit, how was it? He's like, rolls his eyes like, oh, you know what it's like when you're fucking 2 girls at once. I'm like, no, I don't. I barely know what it's like to fuck 1 girl at a time. You're sitting there, and this girl's beautiful. He's like, well, you know, I'm like, how am I going to last? I mean, what am I going to say? What if I pop too early? Am I going to be like, I have amnesia. Every single time is like my first time. I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, no, you got to think of baseball or something. And I'm like, think of baseball? I hate fucking baseball. Thinking a bunch of Dominicans hitting balls and sweating and running in circles. I'm just going to come faster. It's not, no, is all I'm saying. So I'm like, well, what do I really love? Well, candy. I could think of candy. So I'm with this girl, and, you know, and I'm thinking of candy. problem is, like I'm thinking of a Three Musketeer bar and the silver wrapping and how it says 3 with a little feather at the end, or a Snicker bar and the Snicker bar out of its wrapper and the chocolate with the nougat and the peanut on that bed of nougat and covered with the curly cute that's one sexy Snicker. Oh, anyways, when I'm done, I'm like, oh, Snicker. And what did you just call me? I'm like, oh, that's my pet name for you, my little Butterfinger. What do you mean? What do you mean? One time I was with a girl, I was thinking of a Chunky bar. They don't like that. Oh, boy. I'm like, hey, oh, Chunky, what did you just call me, fat man? Get out. No snuggling for me. And this body was made for snuggling, folks. So I was with this lady, and I'm thinking of candy. And number one, I'm amazed. And she was a little confused because she comes into my little, like single apartment, like it's just a square with a bed. I'm wiping the old Snicker wrappers off the bed. And she's like, it's weird you live here. I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, this must just be like your outside place, like you bring ladies or something. I'm like, yeah, sure. No idea what's going. I'm like, yeah, sure, this is my outside place. Whatever, we go at it. I'm thinking of candy. I'm done. And I shit you not, when I'm done and I'm laying back and she's like, I'm pretending like I'm sleeping and I'm looking over and she gets up and she goes to this book and she opens it and it has all these names on it and she looks and I see a name and it says Jason Alexander and she crosses it off. That girl just thought she fucked George Costanza. I went with it, but I was just like, really? That's on your list? Costanza? Maybe I could do this again sometime. No, very few girls have Costanza on their list, but it worked for me. That's the one thing about getting old too, is I thought that the older you get, the less you think of sex. No, I'm still thinking of it the same way. I still think I just want to bang now. I just like to bang. If I don't get to very often, but I like to. And I like it so much that if I had any superpower, I would want to stop time. And why? And you see this in the movies, and you've seen it on TV. You've seen it in lots of things. And comic books, when somebody stops time, what do they decide to do? They decide to save the world. Yeah, right. If I could stop time, I'd be banging everything that didn't move. I'd be banging vaginas, assholes, armpits, noses, ears. Not in the ear, the side of the ear like this. Not in the ear, that's gross. Just the side. I would go to the side. I would be banging everywhere. I'd be banging like a Dr. Seuss book. I'd be banging left and right. I'd be banging up and down. I'd be banging on a train. I'd be banging in the rain. I'd be banging in the dark. I'd be banging on Noah's Ark. I'd be banging on a machine called the Gazalil Ark. I'd bang green eggs and ham. I would bang Sam I Am. I wouldn't be satisfied till I had AIDS. AIDS, that's cool disease to have. You have AIDS, that means you fuck. Like, well, what if it's a blood transfusion? I'm like, yeah, this isn't an 80s sitcom. You got AIDS, you fuck. It's getting the older thing. I'm getting older and I'm forgetting things every day. And another thing about getting older I've realized is this. It just goes away. You start thinking, it's not the pot, it's getting older. The music. I listen to a lot of music, but anything post 98 I hate. And it's part of the getting old thing. Nowadays, my favorite song, I'll listen to the radio just for the jingles, the commercials. I love it, having my favorite song now. And I used to flip around looking for Pink Floyd. Now I flip around looking for jingles. Really, the O'Reilly Auto Parts commercial. My favorite one. Have you guys heard this? Oh, O'Reilly, boom, 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 boom. Get that bass, boom, 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 boom. O'Reilly, boom, 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 boom. Saxophone time. And I'm jamming, man. I'm jamming. Like, O'Reilly. And then the Indian, my favorite part. O'Reilly. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bang. Greatest Indian ever. It must be the same guy who did the Living Spaces song, which is my second favorite. Living Spaces. Anything that ends with that. But the O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Boom, boom. I love it. That bass gets boom, boom, boom. I could sing O'Reilly all day. Maybe I will for a little bit longer. No, it's getting up. And But the other day, so, and I also know I'm old because when I go to the grocery store, a lot of times they'll play music that I like. And so I'll be sitting there just like, yeah, this is awesome. You know, they're playing Ants Marching or something, and I'm like, fuck yeah, Ants Marching. No doubt. I'm walking around, walking in a spider web, leave a message and I call you back. People don't even know what the spider webs are, answering machines and stuff. The kids don't know what that is, but me and Gwen, we know. And we're singing about the spider webs and walking in them, and I screen my phone calls now because of that asshole. And so I'm in the grocery store, and all of a sudden Blink 182 plays. You want to get post 98. You want to get me out of someplace fast? Play Blink 182. I was out of there. I was like, fuck this. I left my basket full of candy on the aisle and left. And I went to my car, and I turned on my car. I was away from Blink 182. Thank goodness I turned it on. It's that fucking Blink 182 song again on the fucking radio. What's my age again? What's my age again? It's 23, you idiot. You say it in the song 4 times. Nobody likes you when I'm 23. You know what? Nobody likes you when you're 33 either. Nobody likes you when you're 43. Nobody's going to like you when you're 53. Go away. Blink 182. I thought, you know what? And it pissed me off because I thought we, as a society, said no more Blink 182. I thought it was decided. I thought we sat back and we said we have the every few years society gets together and makes it and has a meeting about who to get rid of in pop culture and everything. And I shit you not, Blink 182 was on there about 3 years ago. Blink 182 was on there with Tom Green. You don't see Tom Green coming back. Tom Green listens, but Blink 182, not only they're playing in the grocery stores and my fucking radio, they're still playing concerts. They're playing like decent-sized places too. It's like, what the fuck? Look, I listen to Blues Traveler, stuff like that. Again, in the 90s, I love fucking Blues Traveler. One time, Blues Traveler was coming in town, right down the street from where I lived. And I called, I was so excited, Blues Traveler's coming. I called my friend, I'm like, dude, Blues Traveler's coming in town. Right down the street from me, we got to go. And he's like, why? Is it 1995 or something? What are you talking? No, man. It's like, that's cool. That's fine. I'm like, well, I'm going to go. He's like, you have fun. I'm like, I will. I'm going to meet tons of cool people at a Blues Traveler show. What are you talking about? Everybody goes to Blues Travelers, anybody. And then so I'm getting there, and none of my friends want to go. Everyone's kind of teasing me, and I don't get it. And I'm driving to the show, and then I start thinking, wow, people really don't like Blues Traveler anymore. What if I'm the only one there? That would be funny. And sure enough, I show up, and I'm the only one there. Me, the bouncer, bartender, and the band. You ever been the only one at a concert? It's actually kind of fun. They come out, and he comes out, and he's like, all right, Bradley, you ready to jam, Bradley? Like, yeah. All right, Bradley, let's jam. And they start playing. He's like, Bud Anything. They're playing Bud Anything, and Joe and His Electric Chair, and Carolina Blues, and Crash Bird, Mountains Win Again, Run Around, Hook, so excited. And they're like, you having fun, Bradley? I'm like, yeah, well, I kind of have to go to the bathroom. And they're like, oh, that's all right, Bradley. We'll stop for a second. Great. It's like my own personal live TiVo. And so I go to the bathroom, I take my time, I smoke a little bit of a joint in the restroom, I come back out, I walk out, the band's just sitting there, John Popper's sitting there smoking a cigarette, the rest of the band, they see me, they put him out, and they're like, all right, Bradley, you ready to get back into this? I'm like, yeah. They go, all right, well, you got any requests, Bradley? I'm like, yeah, play What Would You Say? They're like, well, that's Dave Matthews Band, but fuck it, we'll play it for you, Bradley. Oh, it was great. I mean, I felt like a movie star being there all this time. I felt I was Tom Cruise for a little bit, except, I didn't sue people. I should have. Tom Cruise is sue happy. He likes to sue. You know this. He sued you. Anyways. Oh, he came into the theater the other day, and he sued everybody in there just for looking at him. And look, he's looking at me like I'm gay. I'm not gay. I am not. I will sue you. And I've seen him sue a lot of people. He sued a gay porn star once because the gay porn star went by the name Tommy Cruise. This is a true story. He sues Tommy Cruise for $20 million. I know it sounds glamorous, Tom, but gay porn star, not that glamorous. I don't think they got $20 million. Plus, who's going to get confused? Like, there's going to be an old lady couple, like a couple from Alabama walking down the street in West Hollywood and stop by the Studs Theater, old Tomcat Theater, and look at it and be like, huh, When did Tom Cruise change his name to Tommy and become a 19-year-old Puerto Rican with lesions all over his face? Starring in A Few Good Men's ass. Well, let's go check this out with a monocle on. Like, oh my God, this is not what I would expect Tommy Cruise to do. Oh my goodness, like they're really going to be confused. And it's like, gay porn star. Look, you look at my fake list of all the jobs in Hollywood, and you got, start with number 1, you got director, number 2, actor, producer, go down the list, you get the $4.98, best boy grip, you get the $4.99, writer, then you get to 500, which is gay porn star. Right there, 500. 501 is fluffer to the gay porn star, my day job. Not a gay thing. I know I'm not gay because when I'm sucking dick, I don't get hard. It's that simple. Another thing about getting old, too, by the way, is like you shouldn't say certain words anymore. Like recently, I think Jonah Hill just got in trouble with fag or faggot, which is a terrible word to say nowadays. You don't say it. And it used to be in your 20s, like, you say whatever the fuck you want because you think you're cool. You're like, whatever, I'll say it. It doesn't mean, and I said fag a lot when I was a kid. I'm not really thinking, like, I didn't look at it derogatory, like, never looked at it, I never called a gay person a fag. I would call, my friends that did stupid stuff a fag, or they'd call me, be like, hey, did you see that movie, Mask? Yeah, dude, I hated it. What? You're a fag. It was like that. But now I'm like consciously, I try not to say it, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just calling the person an asshole or a fucker. So I'm like, well, replace fag with fucker or asshole, and everybody's happy, I guess. So you shouldn't use it. I don't know where I was going with that. There was this Jonah Hill thing. He's apologized. The publicist is making him apologize everywhere. He called the paparazzi that thing, and I was just thinking, like, well, you could have, like, I know you didn't intend it to be mean. You were just my age, or a little younger than me, and you're just saying that. But just change it to fucker. Why didn't he just say, leave me alone, fucker? Why did he have to say, leave me alone, faggot? Now he's in trouble. I use fucker. I also, I don't like being told what to do, which is rough because people are now saying, well, you can't use that word. You can't use faggot. And I'm like, shit, don't tell me that because now I got to fucking use it. When I drive in L.A. a lot. One time I was driving down the street and I saw a sign on a car that said to lose weight, call 1-800-658-2828. I called it. It was my Coke dealer. Doesn't work. A lot of fun. Doesn't work. And I go over there. And I'm driving, and it starts raining, and I hate it. I hate it when it rains when it drives, and not because everyone's like, I hate what people say. They're like, well, shit, man, I hate it when it rains. People can't drive when it rains. I'm like, you know what? When it rains is the only time people do know how to drive. That's the only time they go the speed limit. It's the only time they look out for each other and use turn signals and stuff, except for me, because some dumbass always tells me, don't be safe out there. Drive safe. Like, don't tell me what to fucking do. Now I've got to drive like an idiot. I'm honking at people. People also hate honking. It's like, that's noise pollution. I'm like, how come everyone who hates honking is the worst fucking driver? Maybe it's you. I don't know. I don't like being told what to do. So I'm going to get back to the story of getting told. For a while, you weren't allowed to eat Chick-fil-A. Every single person told me on Facebook 5 times a day, no Chick-fil-A. No Chick-fil-A. So I ate Chick-fil-A 5 times a fucking day. Like, don't tell me what to do. So I'm walking down the street in Hollywood, and I see a protest going on. Protesting, all of them, shit. A group of people protested something, telling me not to do something. This is going to be rough. So I'm trying to escape it, and I look up, and I see the sign, and they're protesting rape. I'm not kidding. They are protesting rape. So my first thought is, well, who's defending rape? Who the hell is defending rape that you got to get 1,000 people on the street and close down Hollywood to protest it? Even rapists are embarrassed to be raped. It's the one thing that men and women have in common is neither of us want to be raped. It's a bad, terrible, terrible thing to rape, and we don't want it. So why are you protesting it? We know even a rapist is like he's in a jail cell. Though. What are you in here for? He's like, oh, nothing. I stole a computer. I didn't rape anybody. Why? It's just like they don't rape. They're embarrassed. It's embarrassing and it's a terrible thing. So I got the problem is they're telling me not to rape, and then I start thinking, oh shit, they're telling me what to do. Now I gotta go fucking rape. I don't know what to do. So I'm like, I don't want to rape. I'm terrible with confrontation, number one. I don't even know how to rape. I'm not a strong person. Am I going to be able to hold somebody down? How am I going to do that? Do I rape a girl? Do I rape a guy? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't want to disrespect women, so I guess I got to rape a guy. I'm not really that into guys, but I guess it's better I rape a guy than a girl. Anyways, I ran home. And I sat in the, and I tried to do anything I can to not rape, don't rape. And then I finally realized there's one thing that I hate more than being told what to do. And that's pepper spray, folks. Pepper spray. And I'd just like to end to say one more thing. The only reason why I told that joke was because somebody told me not to. Thank you, folks. Thank you for coming out to Bradley and King. I appreciate it. We love you. Thank you, Levi Tinker. Thank you, Jamie Miller. Thank you, Travis Clark, Karen Dial, Kate Quigley, Leonid Mandel. And thank you for the M-Bar and everything. Have fun. Tip your waist up.